Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on some interesting updates. We start with Sofian Amrabat as a new report claims the 26-year-old midfielder is in pole position right now to replace Busquets at Barcelona. We are going to be discussing on that as we move ahead. Then, secondly, in this episode, we're talking about Manchester City midfielder Ilkay Gundogan, as reports earlier came out that Barca have made a contract agreement with the player, and now this report is claiming that manager Xavi talked with Ilkay Gundogan 3 times to convince him to sign for Barca, and which it paid off. So guys, as we get right into it in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't. If you're just coming across the channel for the very first time, you are highly welcome. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. According to Sergi Capdevila of Sport, Sofian Amrabat of Fiorentina is currently in pole position to become the next pivot midfielder at FC Barcelona. The Blaugrana have bid goodbye to captain Sergio Busquets, who will be leaving the club imminently. His departure is set to leave a huge void in the midfield department, and the La Liga champions Barca are looking at various options to replace him. Martin Zubimendi of Real Sociedad has always been the preferred choice for manager Xavi Hernandez. However, his €60 million release clause and La Real's reluctance to negotiate makes his signing nearly impossible. As such, the report claims that Amrabat's name is in pole position right now as the Moroccan international generates consensus between director Matteo Alemany and manager Xavi Hernandez. The 26-year-old shot to fame after his explosive performances at the FIFA World Cup 2022 in Qatar, where he spearheaded Morocco's run to the semi-finals. A move in January was on the cards, only for Fiorentina to block it, but Amrabat continues to harbor hopes of a move to Barca, as revealed by his brother Nordin Amrabat in a recent interview. Fiorentina have given him their word that they would let him leave this summer, and given that his contract expires in the summer of 2024, Amrabat could be available for an affordable fee of around €25 million, even though some reports in Italy suggest he could cost €40 million. The report states that Amrabat and Xavi have already spoken and that the midfielder generates consensus with Alemany as well when it comes to the quality-price ratio. Zubimendi remains the favorite candidate, but with his signing viewed as very difficult this summer, Amrabat is seen as the next best bet. However, Barcelona might have to face stiff competition from Manchester United in the race for Sofian Amrabat. Of course, Barcelona keep their eye on a new pivot, which will not be an easy search, but of course there are a handful of players that we have continuously been talking about that are potential to replace Busquets, who announced that he will be departing as his contract comes to an end on the 30th of June. And Barcelona have made it as a priority to look for a new pivot midfielder. Xavi have always talked about a lot of players that he likes to join Barca as a new pivot, and he always says he has prioritized that in the summer. And of course, Sofian Amrabat has been one of the most spoke about players linked to that position, having a good performance not only in Fiorentina but also at the FIFA World Cup in Qatar last year. Barca have been pushing for his signing ever since the January transfer window. Of course, when the move looked like it was going to happen in January this year, something, I don't know, it finally collapsed. Amrabat was not happy about that, and maybe still very unfortunate that the move is still looking like a reality, because Amrabat really wanted to come to Barca in the winter transfer window, but when Fiorentina refused that they won't sell him no matter what, no matter the price, Amrabat was frustrated. But his brother have also said he is still hoping and wishing that these rumors of a return, these rumors of a possible move will come to fruition. Of course, Amrabat have shown his quality in Fiorentina this season, showing some good performances. And of course, even though he isn't Xavi's first choice, from the look of things, Barca are now tilted towards him because knowing fully well that our top choices won't be reachable. Talking about Martin Zubimendi, who have always been the top choice for Xavi and the coaching staff, and also Joshua Kimmich of Bayern Munich, which I think that one is even untouchable because we all know Bayern very well when they want to pin down the player, especially a player who is very important to them like Joshua Kimmich have been this years. We can't expect Bayern to let it easy slip their hands like that. So let's see how it goes, as Barcelona have already said they must. Xavi have emphasized in many interviews that a new pivot must be there. You know, so let's see who will take up that role as the new pivot. Of course, we hope that whatever pivot that Barca bring, we just hope that he is a good successor to Busquets. We know that Busquets is irreplaceable, yes. It is not. It won't be a surprise if the new pivot can't do what Busquets did at his prime, but at least we need somebody who can do the job decently. Then on to the next story of discussion. Last summer, Barcelona enjoyed a strong transfer window, signing some top quality players like Robert Lewandowski, Jules Koundé, Andres Christensen, and Rafinha, among others. And one of the main reasons behind these players choosing the Blaugrana when they had several other better options, when was Xavi being the manager. Many have gone on record stating how their conversations with Xavi convinced them to join Barca. And it seems like the manager is working in this charm again, once again heading into the summer window. Indeed, according to Ferran Correas and David Bernabeu Riveta of Sport, Xavi has already held as many as 3 conversations with Manchester City captain Ilkay Gundogan to convince him to join Barca this summer. Gundogan will be a free agent after June 30, with his contract at the Etihad Stadium set to expire. The citizens are trying so hard to convince him to continue at the club, while there is interest from Arsenal, Borussia Dortmund, and more recently PSG. However, multiple outlets in Spain are reporting that Gundogan already has a verbal agreement with Barca over a 3-year contract, and Xavi's conversations with the German midfielder are said to have been key to this. The report claims that Xavi impressed upon Gundogan how playing for Barca is bigger than anything he has experienced in his career so far, something that Lewandowski has also acknowledged. He said, "You have played in big games like Dortmund and Manchester City, being coached by Pep Guardiola, but when you arrive at Barca, you will see that it has nothing to do with what you have experienced. Barca is different. It is the biggest." Xavi is understood to have told Ilkay Gundogan. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time. Bye-bye.